Another thing we can do with arrays is randomly sort the values inside. So this is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to build a string array. I'm going to call it animals. And I'm going to go ahead and pre-create some animals, and they're going to be real simple. I have a dog, I have a cat, I have a pig, I have a cow, and finally a horse. So there, I got 5 animals. Good. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to randomly organize these animals into a certain order. So this can happen through the following method. We're going to use a for loop so we can look at each individual animal and shuffle it around. So for integer I equals 0, I is less than animals.length, and increase I by 1 each time so that we can hit each individual item. And for loop, why are you airing out? I'm not sure. We'll figure that out in a moment. Anyhow, what we got to do is we create an integer, and we're going to call it index because it's going to change the index number of a particular item. Integer index equals, we're going to go back to the math class here. We're just going to use math.random times, and we can use the same thing we used before, animals.length, to randomly create this number. So it is mad because I didn't put parentheses after random to call to that method. I'm going to take a moment and figure out why this is airing out, because that is bothering me. Not sure what happened there, but anyhow, so what we did again, we generated a random number times math times length. So it's just going to look at how many elements we have and create the random number. And from there is going to shuffle the element to, I shouldn't use the word shuffle, I should say switch the element from that position with the current one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take string temp and we're going to set equal to whatever animal is presently selected. So the very first time, the temp is going to now hold the animal dog. What we don't know then is how it's going to shuffle around. So animals of I will then become equal to whatever animal is in index. So I'll demonstrate this here in a moment. And then animals of index equals animals, should equal temp there. And then we're going to print out the array. I'm going to use our for each print to just print out each one. So this is going to randomly shuffle up the animals. So I'm going to show you this once, and then I'll walk you through exactly what it did. So it moved the animals around. So okay, that's kind of obvious. That was kind of stupid. So let's show you it in each instance. So what we're going to do is set up a table inside of the print line here to show you this. Do I want to do it that way? Yeah, we'll go ahead and do it this way. So we're going to first print out, after it generates the random number, we're going to print out whatever animals of index is, whatever the animal of index is, plus we're going to throw a tab in there, and then we're also going to print out the animal of I. And we're also going to print out the index number. So we're going to print out the value of index plus, and then we'll do another tab. And then we're going to print out the animal at index and the animal at I. So it's going to show the switch. I'm also going to go ahead and put the print inside of here. So I'm going to change this to a print U plus and then a comma and then a space. Okay. So what I'm showing you here is the systematic change. So we're back to dog, cat, pig, cow, and horse. But now each time we print it, it's going to print out the individual one. One thing I do need to do before I walk you through it is go down here and tell the print line to hit enter here. So we'll do a print line, hit enter. That should work. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up. So the very first time, and keep in mind I'm going to bring it down here just a little bit so we can see the proper code. So the first time the generator generated a number at 4. So in this case it's pulling out 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's pulling out horse and dog, and it's going to switch horse and dog because the number generated was here. So it goes through the code, takes dog, places it in temp. Horse is still over at index at that point, so it's going to move horse over to the first position, which happens here. And then it takes whatever where horse was at, which was in this case over here, and puts in temp, which is dog. So it's doing the transfer process. The next time it generates 0, so horse is currently at 0, so it takes horse, but now I is worth 1 and I is cat, so it switches horse and cat. Next time the random number is 1, takes horse and pig, and I'll switch them. Here's an instance where in the third running, or the fourth running of the loop, where the index number is 3, it generated cow, generated the random number 3, so cow equals cow, so cow doesn't move. Cow doesn't move till the very last time when I is equal to 4, which is the last position, which currently holds dog, but the random number generated is 3, so it switches cow and dog. This can be a little bit confusing. So we're going to do a practice lesson with this in class. But this is the basics behind how you can randomly shuffle things inside of arrays.